Have you ever been bored or stressed and you needed something to do or something to take your mind off something? Well, I have an easy solution. Crocheting. It's very relaxing and sometimes it can be very addicting. There are 3 easy steps to this process. First, gather your supplies. Second, start your first chain. And third, continue making chains until your product is finished. When I first learned how to crochet, it was very complicated at first, but then after practicing, I got faster and I was able to make more things. It really helps me to take my mind off things whenever I'm stressed, or it gives me something to do in my free time. So now, it's time for step 1. Gather your supplies. First, you will need a roll of yarn. It doesn't really matter what type of yarn you want, it just depends on what you're making. But right now, I'm just going to be using regular yarn. Second, get your crochet hook. I will be using a 5.00 millimeter crochet hook, but it doesn't really matter on the size, once again, unless you are making something in particular that needs a certain size. So I have 2 different ones, but I will be using the blue one today. And that's all you need. And now it's time for the main event. Let's start making your first chain. So you get your yarn, find the end of it, and you're going to start with making a slip knot with a long tail. So pull out some yarn, get a long tail. You're going to loop the yarn, and then you're going to grab a piece of yarn, and you're going to make a slip knot, like so. And then you grab your crochet hook and stick it through the hole. Next, you're going to leave the tail alone and just place it to the side. You're going to be using the part that's still connected to the yarn through the rest of this process. So next, you're going to wrap your yarn around to make it look like you have 2 loops and pull it through the slip knot to make your first chain, like so. And you're going to keep doing that until you get the chain as long as you need it to be. So, like so. I'm only going to do a short one for now so I can show you the rest of the process. So now you have completed your first chain. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Well, now it's time to continue making rows of chains until you have your finished product. So once you have your first chain, you're going to start a new row by connecting more yarn and using a double crochet. I prefer the double crochet because that's what I first used whenever I was learning how to crochet. But there are other types of crochets you can use. So what you're going to do is go through the first loop on one of your chains. So you're going to have this connected, and you're going to make it have 2 loops on your crochet hook. Then you're going to wrap some of your extra yarn around the crochet hook and pull it through only one of the loops, still causing you to have 2 loops stuck on here. Then you're going to wrap some more around and pull it all the way through both loops, leaving you with 1 loop. And you're going to keep continuing to do that until you have finished that row. And then you're going to make as many rows as you want in order to continue your process and make your product. So you keep going through until you have a final row. I really enjoy crocheting because it really helps me to focus on things, and it gives me time to relax. And it also helps me to get in touch with my crafty side. I have never really finished a crochet project, but I really do enjoy doing it. So now, as you can see, I am doing my final stitch on my last row. And now you can see that I have created something. I know it's kind of small, but once you finish doing these steps, you will get something like this. So you will continue doing that until you get something like this or however big you need it for your product. And voila, you have just learned how to crochet. In conclusion, crocheting involves 3 simple steps. First, gather your supplies. Second, start your first chain. And third, continue making chains until your product is done. Congratulations. Now go on and continue making beautiful products while you crochet. Always remember to have fun. Crochet until your heart's desire, but don't let your hands fall out.